In this video, I'm going to show you how I prepare my seed starting mix to ensure it is free of pests and fungi before I start using it to sow my seeds. I'm using a 12-quart bag of Jiffy seed starting mix, as that is one of my favorite seed starting mixes to use to start my seeds. You can obviously use whatever you prefer to start your seedlings. So I'm just going to pour the entire bag into my 15-liter Gorilla tub. Now you can use just about any type of container or storage tote for this activity, as long as it's deep enough to hold the amount of seed starting mix that you're planning to moisten, and it doesn't have any drainage holes in the bottom or sides. Next, I'm going to pour 2.5 quarts of boiling hot water into my seed starting mix. Now, I usually let the water come to a boil on the stove for about 10 to 15 minutes before I use it, as I want to make sure that it's hot enough to kill off any living organisms or fungi that might exist in the seed starting mix. Next, I'm going to stir everything together until the seed starting mix is evenly moistened and starts to clump together. Now, because I've been practicing this method for several years now, I know that 2.5 quarts of water is sufficient for me to get the consistency that I'm looking for. If you have more or less seed starting mix, you'll definitely want to adjust the amount of water that you add to ensure that you're getting a consistency that's firm but not sopping wet. And I'm just going to continue to stir until I get the consistency that I'm looking for. Now, one of the reasons why I really love to use the seed starting mix is for its light and fluffy texture. And in my experience, that has been one of the main contributing factors to ensuring I get really good seed germination and strong root development. This Jiffy seed starting mix contains 50 to 60% of sphagnum peat moss, vermiculite, cocoa peat, and lime for a pH balance. In order to determine if I've attained the desired consistency, I simply take a small amount of soil in the palm of my hand, close and reopen to see if I have a firm clump of soil. If I see water dripping from the soil when I go to close or squeeze it in the palm of my hand, I'll add a little bit more seed starting mix until I reach the desired consistency, as I don't want my mix to sit in standing water, as that can breed bacteria and fungi. On the other hand, if it doesn't clump together, just add a little bit more water at a time until you reach the desired consistency. Since I have the consistency that I'm looking for, I'm going to cover with a plastic bag to lock in all the moisture and heat. And then I'm going to let this sit for about 24 hours before using the seed starting mix to ensure it's completely sterile and free of pests or fungi. It also allows it time to cool before I use it to start any of my seedlings. I will store this in a cool, dry location in my house and repeat the process when I need a refill.